What did he do? Give that corgi his pay.
Yeah.
You guys pay Doc?
Slept on the jog and urinated in his food bowl.
That son of a... You know what? Doc is pay. Doc is pay. He deserves it. Peed in his food bowl? That ain't no good. Kitty. Kitty, kitty, oh so pretty. Look a little bit annoyed, Cricket. Yeah. Always look a little bit annoyed, though. Got resting annoyed face, kind of. Mm-hmm. Ooh, hello, good morning.
Yeah, who probably wants breakfast too is Dinor.
Oh, yeah? Waiting on your brekkie, D?
Mama being sick.
You know, you'll have to wait a little bit, and then we'll get you your brekkie. I know. Life is all about being patient, D. I'm not very patient either. I want it, and I want it now. Hoo, hoo. Man.
Are you getting nausea?
Yep. Arroz. Arroz con pollo. All right. Ginger for the win. Good old candied ginger saves the day yet again. Yeah, I mean, the fart of humanity is very weak here. I'm very happy with that. Ugh. Discord mod? Nah. Nah, bro. I've gotten pussy in my life, so that precludes Discord moddery. At a couple points in my life, I got laid, so sorry. Close, though. If I looked like this and had zero personality, I'd be a Discord mod. I think most Discord mods would fucking kill their parents to look and act like me. That came from a guy with a Roblox profile pic. Oh, boy. Sound like a goddamn wizard? I am a goddamn wizard, alright? You are correct. Your assumption that I am a wizard is correct. Where am I from? I was born and raised in California. So I guess that's where I'm from. Not necessarily where I am now. Roll it up, line it up, smoke it up, inhale, exhale. Roll it up, line it up, smoke it up, inhale. I need some dude wipes? Huh? I guarantee you my booty is fresher than yours. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. I'm fresh. Like a daisy back there. And underneath the balls, too. I bet if we did right now an underneath the balls check, I would win. I would have the best smelling undercarriage of all. So don't talk to me. Don't get on my business about it, okay? I handle my business. Okay? I handle my business. You are MAGA. No. No. But good try. For literally saying, yeah, dude. Well, you got your nose all up in my butt crack anyway. I mean, you can get up in there if you want. You can smell the fresh cleanliness down there, okay? If you want, I'll let you put your nose in it. But I just don't understand why you are concerned about my nuts. Okay? I take care of my nuts. You ain't got to worry. I handles mine. Okay? I handles my nuts. How's my day going? You know. Que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see. Que sera, sera. Is that a mountain or a house in the distance? A house. Although there are lots and lots of mountains around. It's actually really pretty. It rains a lot here. And so the last week, it's been pretty dry. And when we've gone out just on normal route, I've gotten to see the beautiful mountain range here. How cold is it? I don't know. I'd say, if I had a guess, I'd say it's like 35, something like that. 35 degrees. Maybe 40, if I'm lucky. 40 in the sun, 35 in the shade. Am I ever going to make more cinema for sex? Stay tuned. Stay your ass tuned, boy. You'll see. Oh, you'll see. There's some pretty saucy birds in this neighborhood. You worry about trees falling on your house? No, I'm not. I'm in an old growth area, and these are deep-rooted cedar trees. And the area that I'm in is not known for super heavy storms and rain and shit. It's a pretty mild climate, all things considered. So I am not worried about any trees falling onto my house. Love them saucy birds. Yeah, me too. What up, Ben? Dude, I'm gonna have to hit you up, Ben, because I've just been waiting because I've been so fucking chalked in busy. It's like moving. I just did a fucking like my first doctor's appointment over here with my new doctor. Fucking going to the DMV, going to the car registration place, doing this, doing that. So it's like, but I've got this upcoming week off, and outside of Wednesday, I don't have any plans. So I'm gonna have to hit up Ben, and we'll have to figure something out. Oh my god, dude, it was horrible, bro. I feel like a whiny bitch about it a little bit, but it was like, this is one of the worst fucking moves ever. But getting, like, now I'm here, I'm pretty happy to be here. Yeah. But yeah, this has got to be one of the most assed out moves I've ever had. Free tomorrow? What is tomorrow? Tomorrow's Tuesday? Right? Or yeah. I think so. Tomorrow might be kind of cool. Que sera. Oh boy, it's Gray still plays. Why does it smell like McDonald's in here?
I heated up the rice.
The rice smells like McDonald's. It smells like a fresh burger. Smells like a fresh ass burger up in this bitch. Que sera. Yeah, it did, dude. It smelled ricey. That rice smelled burgery. I don't know what to say about it. Oh yeah, dude. Mickey D's flavored rice and tofu is what Amelia is heating up there apparently. So I swear to God, man, dude, you're a fat guy, you know what McDonald's smells like, bro. It's got a unique scent, okay? It's got a very unique scent. And I came in, and I swear to God, I smelled that McDonald's, bro. I smelt it. Shit and lard, salt and lard. Yes, yeah, it smells like animal fat, vegetable oil, and heavy amounts of salt. And yeah, that's about it. A little bit of salt, tons and tons of animal fat, grease, and vegetable oil. Que sera. Whatever will be. The future's not ours to see. Burger King pumps their smell into the air. Really? They have like a scent thing? That's fucking kind of creepy, actually. To be real and honest with you, that's actually kind of creepy. So they have... I bet casinos be doing that shit too. You think casinos do that? They pump certain pleasant smells or like whatever into the fucking air to tempt you to stay longer. or to make you hungry so you go eat. Do you think they do? They probably do that shit. Dude, I wouldn't put nothing past a casino, bro. Casinos are some wild businesses because they just don't like they don't have to live by the rules that you would assume they would, right? You would assume that if you're a casino, you can't cheat, but casinos cheat constantly in multiple different ways they cheat. And it's pretty much just kind of like overlooked. And they watch everything. That's like mass surveillance constantly. If you look at their locations, you can see the char smoke coming out the top. I see. Those sons of bitches. Those creepy sons of bitches pumping fake smell into the Burger King. Like, shouldn't the Burger King already smell that way? I guess not. Yeah, they got that fake charbroil stench. Disney does it? Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're right about that. I don't know for sure. Like, I don't know. I don't have a proof, but seems like Disney would definitely be in on some shenanigans like that. Remember one time I won like 20 blackjack hands in a row and they came and pulled the dealer? That's crazy. Yeah, that's another thing. It's like if you win at a casino too much, they'll just kick you out. And it's just like, well, that's the point, isn't it? It's like test your luck. And I got lucky. And they'll be like, no, we don't. The way that they put it is, we don't, we're not interested in taking your play. Like, we're not interested in your action, is what they will say. Or we're not interested in taking your play. I remember one time, yeah, 20 in a row. I played blackjack at casinos before, but I don't think I've ever gone on a tear like that before. You bringing this motherfucker ready to break my balls now? Isn't that what he says in fucking Goodfellas? Oh yeah, swapping out the dealer, huh? You bringing this? Is this a motherfucker that's gonna ice me for the next hour? You piece of fucking shit. Take that stiff and bang it up your fucking ass. Take that stiff and bang it up your mother's ass. That's why counting cards is illegal. They're admitting they don't want people who are smart enough to play, right? They want dumb play. They want dumb, preferably drunk, idiot play. Where they've got the massive house edge. They don't want to actually play the game. And you would think that would be part of it. It's like, yeah, you want to run a fucking casino? You run a casino fair. You know, especially like Vegas. You would think like Vegas would be fucking pretty harsh on casinos, but it's kind of the opposite. What I hear, Vegas casinos are some of the worst. When it comes to just like openly cheating, nakedly like putting their thumb on the scale, kicking out winners, banning people from the casino because they were too smart to play the game, etc. Oh no. I not have a lighter up here. Son of the bitch. Alright. Let's go take care of that problem, I guess. I guess I grabbed my lighter out of here like a dumb fuck and took it somewhere. Shitty. It's a 70s house with the wood. It is very 70s. The wood paneling and such. I like the house. It's a quirky type of house. And this downstairs area is perfect for me. It's a giant area for that I can pretty much do whatever I want. The only thing I can't do things in is right back there. That's the laundry room. But this whole room down here is one big open room, and I'll be able to do whatever I want here, which is pretty fucking nice, if you ask me. Why do I smoke? Weed? Well, I'm smoking marijuana. Why do I do it? To get high. Why do I like to get high? Because it feels good. Why does it feel good? We're starting to get to the bottom of my knowledge, friend. I do know human beings have what's called an endocannabinoid system, where we actually make certain cannabinoids internally for our brain chemistry to use. I know that. I know that much if I know nothing else. Yeah, bud. Yeah, just hit me up a little later tonight if you want. And we'll plan something out. Yeah, tomorrow should work just fine. Ooh-wee. Bro, I don't know what it... the other day I was thinking about Shani and Rev lost on the train tracks in their car. That was some of the funniest shit ever, bro. Just like, it kept getting worse and worse. I love that shit. I got to get out of my current apartment. There's a new owner and property management pestering and threatening me about a cat that the previous management was fine with. Oh. Boo! Boo, boo, boo. Well, if you signed like a pet agreement, they can't fucking just switch it on you just because they bought it. You were still under contract. Why is there like, yeah, dude, chill the fuck out, man. You guys are weirdos. Of course, there's somebody in here having a DMT conversation. Like, I swear to God, I probably would have done DMT years ago if it weren't for people who do DMT. I have a naturally contrarian nature. A lot of you that have watched me for a while will know this about me. I have a very naturally contrarian way of conducting myself. And so when everybody in the world is like, you got to do this, you got to do this, you got to do this. You know, to steal a little bit of to steal a line from Glenn Ross, right? I subscribe to the law of contrary public opinion. If everyone says one thing, I go the other way. So yeah, I think if that wasn't for people who have done DMT or regularly do DMT, I probably would have done DMT a long fucking time ago. I probably would have tried that shit a long fucking time ago. Don't try crack. No, I don't really need to try crack. I think I'm good on off of crack. I did have a friend that tried crack in high school, and we always thought he was joking, but he would say it a lot. He would be like, "Dude, one day I'm just gonna fucking smoke some crack, bro. I figure it has to be good." We're like, "All right, dude, whatever, 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 whatever." Like in my mid-20s, I got a phone call from this guy out of nowhere. I said, "Hello?" And he goes, "I did it." And I know exactly what he meant. I was like, "Dude, are you fucking serious? You smoked crack?" It's like, "Yeah." I was like, "How was it?" He's like, "It was fucking amazing." So there you go. It's not like King Cobra's oppositional defiance disorder. No, it's not really oppositionally defiant, right? It's not when somebody asks me for a favor or to do something or to stop doing something. Like that's what oppositional defiance is. It's like if somebody asks you kindly or politely to stop doing something or to please do something and you just go no. You just will not abide by any request from another person. You're gonna give meth a go in your 60s. Yeah, I mean, whatever floats your boat, bud. How do you know till you experience yourself, right? Right? I mean, I don't need to know. You know what I mean? I'm fine not knowing what crack is like. I'm not that curious. Hello, D. Way to let yourself in here, bud. I'll stick to weed and occasional mushies. That's pretty much my drug regimen. Every once in a while, I'll have a few beers or whatever. But that's a fewer and farther between experience for me as I get older. Like pretty much every year of my life that goes by, my capacity and desire to drink falls off by like 15%. That's how I feel. And it's been doing that for about 5 years. So do the math on that. LSD is nice once in a while. Yeah, dude, I'm just not a social enough guy to get LSD anymore. Like, that's just the truth, man. In my old age, I'm kind of a hermit, kind of a curmudgeon. You know what I mean? I just kind of want to, like, plop my fat ass right where I'm at. You know what I mean? And just be. And that is not conducive to knowing a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy that can get LSD. You know what I mean? So LSD is a rare thing, but yeah, I will do it when I have it and when the time is right. But the last time I came into some LSD, I just kind of went a little overboard with it. I did a 72 hours of tripping. Well, I mean, like I would trip, just like drop in the morning, trip my way through most of the day, come down, go to sleep, wake up, trip. So I did that 3 days in a row, 3 cycles of that in a row, where it's like sleep, trip, sleep, trip. How many milligrams? Well, these were, I don't know how many milligrams. These were pain hits. So they were like, I did 2 hits. Yeah. Yeah. No, that's why I said it was 3 days in a row on a cycle like that, where it's like I would trip, come down off the trip, get tired, go to sleep, wake up, smoke a cigarette, drop acid, trip, come down off the trip, go to sleep. You know, I kind of went a little far. I was having a tough time in my life too, you know, and that's always kind of dangerous. I feel like I'm prone to like, well, way less now than I probably was in my 20s, but I can be prone to like binge behavior for sure when it comes to alcohol, drugs, yeah, that type of stuff. I'm a self-medicator, 100% for sure. Yeah. I think that was kind of an inadvisable amount of LSD. Same addictive personality, but I don't like to call it that. Okay, I'll call it whatever you want. I think that's the proper term, no? I can't smoke flower anymore. Oh, yeah. I mean, I just kind of do what I've always done with weed. I appreciate the new ways that people are enjoying it, but my preference is just like twist me up a J. Does smoking make you feel good? No. But busting makes me feel good. Dun, 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 dun. I like busting. When there's something strange in your neighborhood, who you gonna call? That's what the unemployed does now. Yeah, the unemployed runs their own business, um, and makes a really good living. The world's problems have been solved because this is what the unemployed do. Is there something about lighting and smoking a J that's just cooler than a vape? Yes. Are you a whale? Am I a whale? I mean, technically, I guess if you look at the tree of life, the biological tree of life, we're all whales. We're all mammals, right? So we're all cousins of whales. But am I personally a whale? No. I am a meat popsicle. You know what kind of jeans a psychic wears? Paranormal jeans. Technically, you're a meat donut. There's no big hole in the center of me. I guess I could be a jelly donut. I think I'm way closer to a jelly donut than like a whale. You know, I'm soft, I'm doughy, and if you pierce the outer layer, the jelly comes out, you know? You look like one of the kings of Middle Earth. Sick. That would be fucking dope, dude. I gotta be fucking real with you, bro. It would be dope to be a king of Middle Earth. Like one of the dwarf kings or like one of the fucking human kings. Yeah. Fuck being an elf, though. That's just fucking bullshit. Rohan or Gondor? Uh, I like horses a lot. You know, I grew up with a horse. So I know how to ride a horse and I know how to keep a horse. So I'll probably be better at Rohan, honestly. Sorry about that. I said like horses a lot, and that sometimes sets. Yeah, the Nazgul were the 9 kings of men, right? Actually, kind of look like Joe Bruce, Violent J. Oh, yeah, maybe. I could see that, maybe. Shabooga-woo, wow, welcome to the House of Horrors. You're born in a barn, shut the fucking door. Cause like, damn, cause I'm about to scare you. Okay, now I dare you throw you. Oh, what is it? Close your eyes, open up your mouth and count to 10. Don't wanna, huh? Cause you know my nuts are going in. I'm twisted, I pull your finger off and stick it in your butt. And glue it shut. This is when I get crazy. Let me show you something. You know what that means? It don't mean nothing. But it scared you because people don't be doing that shit. But me, bitch, I'm all about it. It's one of my favorite ICP verses right there. I just think that's one of the funnest rap verses of all time right there, man. That's good shit. Who is more cringe, Fred Durst or ICP? Fred Durst. No shot. No comparison, bro. I saw Fred Durst get booed off of the stage at a music festival, and it was the cringiest shit that I ever fucking saw in my life. The dude was getting booze, and a couple of people were throwing water bottles on stage, and he was like, "Oh yeah, oh yeah. Well, if it's gonna be like that, I'm gonna get my shotty." And the crowd was like, "Boo," you know, and he's like, "Fuck you then." Walks off stage, comes back out with a fake shotgun, points it at the audience. It goes pop, like, you know, it's clearly just a stage prop. And the whole stadium goes, "Boo," and showers him with garbage. And that was it. That was the end of their set for the day. So to me, that was one of the cringiest fucking things I ever saw in my fucking life. And ICP is just, they kind of like wear their cringe on their sleeve. Like the point is that they're cringe, right? So that makes them like way less cringe than a dude that doesn't know he's cringe, but that is ultra fucking cringe, you know? And that's how I've always thought of Fred. But maybe I'm wrong, you know? I'm gonna get my shotty. I saw Prophets of Rage, a Rage Against the Machine show with Be Real filling in for Zach. Their bassist side band opened for them. They got booed off the stage so fast. Damn. That's a shame. No, I mean, like the first album that Limp Biscuit released, I always tell people, dude, $3 Bill, y'all, I think is what it was called. And that album has like 6 bangers on it. Out of like 10 songs on that album, it's like the easy 6 bangers on that album, bro. So, you know what I mean? Nah, they started falling off at Chocolate Starfish. That's when the fall off started, but I guess there's a couple maybe good songs on there. You know when I knew that fucking Limp Bizkit was eternally cringe and that they just didn't have they didn't have it in them to stay cool and raw like they were on that first album? As soon as I heard, nobody knows what it's like to be the bad man, to be the sad man, behind blue eyes. I was just like, dude, I can't roll my eyes any harder, man. Yeah, and then that shit, yeah. Roll it, roll it, roll it. It's like, I can still listen to Creed now. Hold me now. I'm 6 feet from the edge and I'm thinking maybe 6 feet ain't so far down. How about No? Drummer from Limp Bizkit is an underrated drummer. Sure. When dreaming, I'm guided to another world, time and time again. Ugh. Garbage band, bro. Garbage music, garbage band. Fuck them all. You know, other band is just utter. There's a bunch of utter garbage bands, but here's another one, bro. Look at this photograph. Every time I do, it makes me laugh. God, dude, I just want to fucking. I wish you could boo things off the radio. You know, I've always wished that. I guess now you can. Now you can just skip it on Spotify if they threw that shit in. What, Nickelback, man? You don't like got something in your mouth? No. You like Tool? Of course. I'm a man of culture, sir. Of course I like Tool. I saw Tool on the Lateralus tour, 6 rows back center. It's that close to catching a drum head. Hold me now. I'm 6 feet from the baby, wide and bring. I fucking hate Creed, bro. How much was the ticket? I want to say it was something like $250. It's a pretty expensive ticket for me at that point, because I think that would have been like 2003. So yeah, but don't fucking hold me to that. It's been a lot of years, bro. 2 decades ago, plus. Well, I remember like for that, because I went with a bunch of my friends, like a bunch of dudes that were also into Tool, and we all decided like, hey, we want to get seats together. And the fucking nosebleeds were reasonable. I mean, they weren't like fucking super cheap, but they weren't. But like the floor seats were expensive. But we wanted, like, it's like, how many times in your life are you really gonna get to see Tool? You know what I mean? Let's just see it. Let's do it right. And I'm really glad we did. It was fucking nuts being that close to the stage for Tool. At what a lot of people consider Tool's prime, right? Lateralus is, for a lot. I'm not saying it's mine, but for a lot of people, Lateralus is like the pinnacle of Tool. You know. Tool is perpetual prime. I guess so. Yeah. I Am Alive. You're not thinking of fucking Pearl Jam, right? Oh, whoa, I'm still alive. I saw them in Reading, Pennsylvania during that tour. Yeah, I saw them at the Sullen Arena in Fresno. I think it's the same tour. It was a kick-ass, dude. So you saw them with the big body, the big giant body that they would project light into so that you would see different musculature and like skeleton and shit. It was like, that was fucking nuts, bro. The stage was crazy in that tour. Pantera. I kind of found out early on that Pantera was associated with like skinheads and Nazi shit. This was just at my high school, and so you know, I've always been very anti-fascist, anti-Nazi. So when I found that shit out, I was just like, fuck that band. I can headbang to something else. You know what I mean? I don't know how true that was or true that remains or whatever, but I just don't listen to Pantera because it's Nazi shit. You know, like it's kind of shitty. I guess a lot of the fucking stupid little white power, white nationalist groups or whatever probably latched on to that music pretty hard. Ugh. I mean, wasn't Dimebag Darrell kind of a racist piece of shit, or am I wrong? Am I just putting fucking dirt on a dead man's name? I thought Dimebag was a little fucking... It's just a shame, but that's how it was in the 90s. You know what I mean? I don't want to like put everybody, because I know people listen to music outside of the context that it existed in, but like music and violent criminal activity and gang shit was very melded in the 90s. Maybe it still is. I think it is maybe with rap a lot. But yeah, certain types of music, implied affiliation. Phil Anselmo claims that the Nazi stuff was an inside joke. I don't know either. They're not racist, but they were associated with it. Then Phil, the singer, in a poor attempt to piss off hecklers, did a Nazi salute. Yeah, I don't know, dude. I don't really care as much about the Nazi salute as I do, like, why would you do something that's so heavily implied with that as a joke when, the rumors around your band have been that you're kind of a white nationalist Nazi type band, right? Since the fucking mid 90s, at least. When your Vulgar Display of Power album came out, it was known around my school that that's what you listened to if you were a skinhead. And I've never been disabused of that notion because. So he's just an idiot? I mean, I don't know. Who knows? You know how it is with Nazi shit. It's like, oh, hide your power level. You guys heard that fucking terminology? You know what that means, right? That means you're a Nazi, but pretend not to be a Nazi. Like, don't go crazy and say what you actually think. Just kind of imply things. So that's a huge component of racism as a personal belief and an ideology as well. One of those things that makes me immediately turned off to it as any kind of like life balance addition, because it's like I have to lie to people about what I truly and genuinely believe. I mean, it's off the table for me. 110% off the table for me. So back when I was in high school, in the early 90s, most people were apolitical, but I used to like communism, but no. Dude, communist propaganda and communist symbolism and socialist symbolism was super fucking popular amongst me, my friends, my whole high school, like teenagers in the 90s, basically. The hammer and sickle was fashionable. Kind of like the red rose of socialism was fashionable. Che Guevara shirts, that kind of like iconic Che Guevara shirt, that's when it started in the 90s, right? The Iron Cross was everywhere too, yeah. I mean, and I had, like, I'll be honest with you, it was so everywhere that I didn't even really immediately identify it automatically as a Nazi thing until probably like 15 or 16 years old, is when I was like, oh, that's a Nazi thing, I guess. I didn't have one stuck on the back of my car or nothing. It was just something I saw everywhere, and I was like, oh, yeah, that's a fucking racist kind of white nationalist thing. To be fair, Germany still uses it. I mean, I didn't grow up in Germany, so what does that tell you? You know what I mean? Like, fair enough if you grew up in Germany, you know. Also an ag town, so you know what I mean? It was a very sharp dividing line in town where the white folks lived and where the brown folks lived. And and there was a lot of racists, you know, pretty overt racists and a lot of covert racists. So I was raised in a a relatively kind of racist environment. You remember if your family had strong feelings about the Red Scare when you were a kid? No. I never remember it coming up ever. And I was unlike a lot of kids. I was privy to a lot of my parents' politics from a very young age because my dad was a union president. My parents were union laborers. We had a big house, and so after work, people would come over and party, and it was not long before everybody that would show up at the house got used to me, and I was used to them. That as a little kid, I'd be wandering around and like listening to these kind of political topics. And that remained true all the way up through my teens. I had access to all these adults with political opinions. And I will tell you, never one time in the history of my history, did I hear any of the people around me complain about communism or the Ruskies or the Cold War or any of it. I remember there being a lot of warmongering and a lot of fucking rah pro-America shit. So this was like, it gets fucking confusing now. The first Gulf War. So we're talking about Operation Desert Storm under George H.W. Bush. Not George W. Bush. 10 years later. Or 15 years later, or whatever it was. Fucking nightmare. So I remember, I have this memory of, because I've never gotten it, and I still to this day don't get it. But my parents were laughing one day because one of the dudes in their union had come over to the house and he was wearing a shirt. And it had a big, crazy caricature of Saddam Hussein on it, right? And he was riding a nuclear missile. I remember this. So it was like, obviously, like a Dr. Strangelove reference. But I didn't know that when I was a kid. I've gotten that deep into it. So it is a cartoonish, exaggerated, the type, caricature of Saddam Hussein. He's riding a Scud missile, and it says, "Cut it off, then kill it." Yeah, it was a Scud, probably. So it said, "Cut it off, then kill it." I don't know what that means. Maybe it was some sort of political slogan that the HW administration was proffering through the media. How do I recall this? I just remember it. I was probably, like, when was HW president? I was probably 10, 11 years old. So, yeah. It made an impression because I asked the guy who was wearing it, because everybody was laughing at it, and I asked him, "What does that mean?" And he was like, "Well, it's Saddam Hussein, and it's a Scud missile or something." I was like, yeah. But what is the cut it off and kill it? And he was like, I don't, he couldn't give me a fucking explanation. I don't think anybody knew what it meant. And so it stuck with me for that. I was like, why would you put a slogan on you? You don't even know what it means. You don't know who said it. He probably just saw it at the swap meet and bought it. Honestly. Had no clue what it meant. He just liked the cartoonish ass fucking caricature of Saddam Hussein on it. And I remember back in the day, they used to call him So Damn Insane. Nobody really picked that back up in the second Gulf War, Operation Iraqi Freedom. I don't remember a whole lot of people saying, "Oh, we gonna kill Saddam Hussein." But back in the 90s, during the first Gulf War, I remember that little terminology being proffered quite a bit. Adults and kids calling him so damn insane instead of Saddam Hussein. I remember seeing so damn insane shirts, yeah. So, oh, that was in 2002. Yeah, that's later then. So maybe there were people. I just didn't hear it, and I remember hearing it everywhere in the fucking 90s. This was in 2002. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I was a baby, but interesting. Yeah. Well, I mean, I was pretty young too. I mean, I was 10 years old or thereabouts in the early 90s. My age is always easy to figure out because I was born in 1980. So if you keep that in your head, you go like, all right, 91, I was 11, 92, 12, 93, 13, right? 2004, I was 24. The early 2000s were awesome because I could just literally just add the two non-zero numbers and just put them, and that was always my age. That was neat. Yeah, being born in a 0 year is nice because it's easy to track your shit. You know your fucking age, bro. I was born in 98. Just subtract 2 from the year. Dude, being born in 2000 would be dope because your whole life, your age is going to be the year. It's going to be like you're going to turn 50 in 2050. You're going to turn 60 in 2060. You get it? It'll always sync up. That's kind of cool. That's kind of a neat year to be born, right on the millennium. I never remember right off the top how old I am when I think about it. It's hard for me to forget, but I do have lapses here and there because I care a lot less. Like I care way, way, way less about it than I ever cared in my teens, my 20s. I feel like in your teens, at least for me, there was always like some milestone age that you wanted to be. So you felt like you were constantly like ranking up. Like you wanted to be 13 so that you could say you were a teenager. Then you wanted to be 15 so you could get your learner's permit and get your working permit. Then you wanted to be 16 so you could get your driver's license. Then you wanted to be 18 so that you could buy cigarettes and go wherever you want. Then you wanted to be 20 because that's cool. Then you wanted to be 21 because it means you can go to the bar and drink legally now. You know what I mean? Then you wanted to be 25 because that's like, whoa, and then it's right around there. It just starts to like, you don't really want to be 30, but you're gonna, it's coming, whether you want to be it or not, it's on its way, so you just kind of like, it doesn't feel very milestoney. Maybe I'll feel different at 50. Maybe at 50, I'll be like, damn, that feels like a milestone. Was 32 on Friday, and quite frankly, it sucks. Oh. Start counting down at 50. Oh, yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I mean, that's half 100, time to get dumb fuck up out of here. This is an 18 plus fucking strain. Get your 16-year-old ass out of here. You haven't leveled up enough. You too, dummy. At 50, you can finally stay wearing braided belts. Dude, I'll never wear a fucking braided belt. Okay? I'm a new breed of 50-year-old. Well, when I get there. I'm going to look just like this. Just saggier. That's the plan. That's the plan, ladies and gents. You're gonna dye your hair when it turns white? Fuck no. Can't wait. I'm so ready. And you can see if you look at the sunlight from my window hitting the top of my head there, right? You can see a lot of that hair is going gray. And that's like that fresh shit that's coming up out of your scalp, right? So all this color in my hair is like, it's slowly going. I'm loving it. I have no clue, Hugs, if botanists and herbalists were mistaken for witches. Probably not. Like, that's more like a manufactured idea from like RPG video games, you know? Like the herbalist knows how to make a potion that'll fucking turn you into a fox at midnight or whatever the fuck. Harry Potter bullshit. Oh yeah, dude. I can't wait for the gray hair. I feel like I've earned it already, so I'm due. That's how I feel. Like, I feel my age. Okay? I'm old. It's happened. Everything is a little, harder now. It's just the way it is. The funniest Monty Python of their whole oeuvre. There's a lot of really funny ones, okay? I don't know, man. I can't nail one down. They're all jumping through my head. I love the Knights Who Say Knee arc. I love the Emperor trying to pronounce that name, and anybody who laughs gets their head cut off. That's a great one. There's a lot of great moments in the life of Brian. The coconuts, yeah. I mean, you know what I mean? They're all pretty good. George Harrison is basically the reason that movie got made. Lol, gotta love him. I don't even know what we're talking about anymore. I think I might be too stoned. Too stoned to follow this chat. Maybe a little brisk air will help. Ugh. Maybe a little bit of brisk air will help in this situation. Wow. Hello, D. Does every joint on your body ache, D? Because we're about the same age, you and me. Because you seem pretty spry. And I'm not very spry, D. I should have told that to my doctor today. Listing off all of my maladies, ailments, and woes, I should have said, I ain't very spry. I'm rather less than spry, madam. Don't go too far, D. Yeah, I mean, so I'm having a pretty weird problem, honestly. And I don't know what it is. This elbow, I think it's probably just arthritis. My mom has arthritis. I think that's probably what it is. But it's made this left arm way less usable for me. And I'm right-handed. But extending my elbow all the way out to there hurts, right? And that's not hyperextended. That's just straightening out my arm. Putting any kind of weight on my arm at all. So like think picking up a jug of milk, right? Picking up a coffee cup that's full. Any weight on my wrist level at that point causes my elbow to hurt. So it's just joint problems, right? 2 days ago, I was walking down that little flight of stairs that I walk down every time I take you guys inside. I was just on my way down it, and my left knee, it's hardly even painful. Now, this is a knee that I've injured pretty severely before. But it wasn't accompanied with any pain. It's just all of a sudden it just like wobbles, like it's like, and I'm like, oh, okay. And so now, for the last 2 days, every time I go down those stairs, I have to do it cautiously because my left knee might go. Do you get extreme temperature changes where I live? No. It stays cold, at least in the winter, and the summers are very mild here, so no. No, I am susceptible to the barometric pressure shit, but that I get aches in my right arm because I had a compound break in this arm when I was 8, 7, somewhere around there. And this arm will start aching, and I'll know that like, oh, storm's coming, or it's going to be rain or cloudy days, or cloudy days are about to end and it's going to be a long period of sun. It's almost like a bellwether for a huge shift in barometric pressure. Ironically, I was thinner than I am now when my knee was at its worst. That's how it works sometimes. These are all relatively new ailments of mine. You know, new in the sense that it's not something I've routinely struggled with for as long. Because, like, this elbow thing has just gone on and on and on. It doesn't go away now. So, my left arm is like at, say it's at maybe 40% capacity in terms of what my right arm can do, in terms of carrying weight and normal extension and all of that. So, that sucks. You look like a bootleg queso, dude. I'm old enough to be queso's daddy's daddy. I'm literally old enough to be queso's granddad. I shit you not. If I would have had a kid at 18 or 19, like a lot of people do, that kid would have been well old enough to birth queso. You see what I'm saying? Don't compare me to these young upstarts. Ugh. Am I Hawaiian? No. I've never been to Hawaii, even. I've never been off of the mainland of North America. I've never been to Hawaii, never been to Japan, I've never been to Europe, never been to the Caribbean islands. The farthest from the United States that I've gone is like Mazatlan, Mexico. You know, like not far. You from Texas? No. My parents' families both came through Texas. So I might have a little bit of Texas spice in my voice, along with a little Arkansas and a little Missouri. That's the blend. But no, I did live in Texas for a year and change. Lived in San Antonio, and I found it to be rather pleasant. I found San Antonio to be okay and rather pleasant. Are you from Scandinavian ancestry? Get him out, dude. Crazy Nazi fuck, dude. Get out of here. I ain't giving you my blood test, bitch. Ugh. Let's see. Let's do this. Let's do that. Let's do, yeah. Do that. Okay. €19 one-way tickets to New York. That's fucking nuts. Yeah, I mean, I took advantage definitely a little bit here and there, but not as much as I should have because airfares are retarded now. Oh, the stupidity is insane. The stupidity is insane. Please baby Jesus lying in the manger in your swaddling clothes. Strike down the morons. Amen. I tried. Yeah, I don't know, man. Are they out of school for something today? I thought it was Monday. But are they out of school today for some stupid fucking holiday or something? They must be. The middle schools and the fucking elementary schools are definitely out early today. Because if these are like adults, bro, they ought to be fucking ashamed of themselves. Imagine being an adult after noon and you're literally passing for a fucking middle schooler or a grade schooler in terms of your like contribution. So I hope for your sake that you've got a few years left in the oven, because if you're a grown ass adult, that's fucking sad. Why are you praying? Just don't pay any attention to it. I was just praying for God to strike you and all the other morons dead. It won't happen, but Jesus not real. I know. That's why it won't happen. Dumb fuck. Well, I don't know how to pray to Vishnu, so I know how to pray to baby Jesus in his swaddling clothes, lying in a haystack in a manger. That's what I pray to. Okay? And I'm bad at it because I'm an atheist, so. But there's nothing I can do to like make it like I wish I could make it physically painful to be functionally retarded, but I can't. And so, you know, I hedge my bets. Away in a manger, no crib for a bed. Yeah. The little Lord Jesus laid down his sweet head. Away in a manger, no crib for a bed. It's the best version of Jesus to pray to, you know what I mean? Sastan, dude, the retards are fighting each other over whether the devil is real now. See what I mean? I asked God to punish them, and they just got louder and more numerous. I'm bowled over, man. Can we get an age check? Can we get an age check in the chat? Because if kids are in school right now, this is shameful. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back through the live chat of this and make a documentary of the shamefulness of grown people. I'm 18, dog. No school. Oh man, at least you got a couple more years in the oven, dude. That's okay. You know what I mean? You got a couple more years in the oven to not be retarded, but like some of these people, I fear that they're like 20, 25, and 30, even some of them. And that's just like lost, bro. 26, married with children. Cool. Let me go hang out with your kids. Raise your hand if you are in 18 or below. We love the Zoomers here. That is true. Merrick, thanks for reminding me to, there's a lot of enmity between the generations where like boomers like me will look down on Zoomers and Gen Alpha. We don't do that around here. Yeah. If you're under 18, throw up a heart. Throw up a heart in the chat if you're under 18. Because, you know what I mean? We reach out to the younger generation here. Get them all. Sweep it up. Hey, man, sometimes it works. Sometimes it just works, man. You know? Well, that's my thing is like, dude, where I'm from in the place that I live, in the country that I live in, kids are all in school right now. Maybe some kids in like extreme eastern Maine might be getting off, right around now. But it's just wild to me that there's so many fucking kids just like hanging in here. It's so weird. And it's like YouTube gives you no way to ensure that because YouTube does no identity verification at all. So it just goes like, are you under the age of 18? Check this box if you're 18 or older. A fucking 10-year-old just goes, yeah. You know what I mean? Like, and there's no system to mitigate that. I'm in Texas and my kid gets out of school in 10 minutes, but the high school got out 30 minutes ago. What the fuck? That's another thing, too. We were leaving out from here to go somewhere a couple days ago, and it was like 2 when we left, something like that, 2 p.m., 2:15, something like that. And schools were letting out. You remember that shit? And I was like, what the fuck? Why are schools letting out at 2:15 p.m.? They had my ass out there grinding till 5 p.m. 4:30 at the earliest was when my school got out. 2:15, these little bastards are getting on a bus and mom's picking them up. How's mom even home at 2:15? The world has gone topsy-turvy, man. I don't fucking understand it anymore.
You remember when we lived by that other school? Just cars down the block waiting for them kids.
Oh, yeah. It's fucking nuts. My high school let us out at 1:50 11 years ago. That's nuts. It's been a little longer than that since I was in high school. I guess the idea of like having kids stay in school for a typical work day is over.
Well, like when I did it, they started the high schoolers at like 7, and then the middle schoolers at 8, and then the elementary kids at like 9. Which it should be the other way around.
Well, I mean, that would be nicer, yeah, but no, I mean, like, so when I was in elementary school, I think we started at 8 a.m., which I think that's when the bell rang. And middle school, it was the same. And in high school, it was 7:30 is when the bell rang. So I would get to high school at 7:15 in the fucking morning.
Mm-hmm.
And
but you also did theater after high school, so that probably maybe changed your perception of when it got out.
Well, yeah, I mean, that made me at that school, at least in the theater facility, sometimes 10 to 12 hours a typical day. But most kids that weren't theater nerds or band geeks hanging out at the school until fucking 10 p.m. were in school from 7:30 until 4:30 with an hour for lunch in the middle.
They shrunk lunch down, and maybe got rid of a period, because it was like 6 periods when I went. 6 classes a day.
We had 7.
And each one was like 45 minutes, maybe.
7, pretty much 7-hour periods. A little less than an hour, like 55 minutes to give you time to get to your next class. But yeah, I mean, we had 7 periods. It was typically, like when you got past sophomore year, you would have, like, I remember my senior year, I had a free period because I just had satisfied all my graduation requirements. I was already heavily into an elective. Mm-hmm. And so I got like 4th period off. And then it was 5th period, 6th period, and then my 7th period was always performance. It's like drama 3-4 is what they called it.
7th period was optional in my high school.
It's not in mine. So everybody was in class until the bell rang at 7th period, and I remember it being 4:30 is when the bell would ring. Everybody gets out. So, I mean, at a minimum, I was in school for 6 to 7 hours every day through all of my schooling career. And it didn't feel like oppressive or over the top. So, and it was convenient for my working parents as well to have a place to send us on the weekdays at the very least, where they knew that we were relatively safe and cared for and being enriched while they worked.
Okay, so like around here, high school starts at 7:30 and gets out at 2:10 or 12:15 on Wednesdays.
That is fucking wild, bro.
Middle school 8:10 to 2:50.
And nobody can
early
read.
Release on Wednesdays.
And nobody can fucking read in this country, and everybody's in school less.
Yeah, and then elementary is 9 to 3:30.
So elementary kids are in school longer than high schoolers?
No, I mean like it starts later, so 9 to 3:30.
I don't even fucking know, man. That's wild to me.
But yeah, I guess they have half days on Wednesdays.
I know correlation doesn't equal causation, but less time in school equals less readers in this country. 60% of people in this country read at or below a 4th grade level. That's adults. It's not 4th graders included. It's 18 and up, high school graduate or the equivalent age. 60% of America read at or below a 4th grade level. And a ton of those are way below. Dude, that is some fucking straight up pish posh shit. Because you got to imagine they're getting fucking 45 minutes an hour for lunch too in there. See, we 8-hour lunch, literally and figuratively, because it wasn't a free hour. It delayed your 7 hours. It was a non-existent gap in time in your 7 periods. Yeah, we used to get like I think it was like we didn't call it recess in high school, but yeah, I think it was like a 15-minute break where everybody got to mill around if they wanted to outside. And then like in grade school, I remember getting like 30-minute recess and then a lunch, probably a 30 or 40-minute lunch. And that might have been broken up into like maybe a 20-minute morning recess and a 20-minute later in the day recess. I can't remember that far back. Yeah, I know. The Substance, like, actually was nominated. I think Demi Moore got a Best Actress nod. I think there was a sound design nod. I can't remember. I think it got like 5 noms, including Best Picture. So it could sweep the Oscars this year. That'd be fucking amazing. because it is literally the most exciting movie I've seen in a decade. So it deserves every bit of that accolade. And maybe it's a sign that, because it's not just a horror movie, it's a gross out body horror film. So maybe it's a sign that the Academy is starting to wake up to the idea that these horror movies are genuinely like way better than a lot of the kind of Oscar bait films that typically get noms. So it's kind of cool. Illiteracy rates make me want to cry, no joke. It's so fucking frustrating and sad being in college and learning that half of American adults can't read above a fifth. Yeah, no, I know. It's over half now. The last data point was 2022, and it's approaching 60% of people read at a fourth grade level or below, and a profound amount of those below. I think of that 60%, I think it's 60% of those are below a fourth grade level. So it's, you can't communicate with a person like that. A person like that can't reference literature. A person like that can't watch a movie and enjoy it in the same way that you do. They can't read a book. Like I said, that means that there is a good chunk of American adults that couldn't read page 1 of a Harry Potter book and summarize it for you. No joke. The average rental contract to get an apartment is written in a 7th grade level. So that should tell you about how well prepared people are to exist in reality at a 4th grade or below level. You can still enjoy a movie if that movie is Dude, Where's My Car? Yeah, but you can't enjoy it the same way I can, because I'm going to get all the weird cultural and media references in Dude, Where's My Car? And you're going to be like, what was that joke, though? So even if you enjoy a dumb movie, you're still functionally stunted because you have no cross-reference. You're not going to get the references. You're not going to get the media hits and the fucking pop culture references and the literature references that hide themselves in movies, because you can't read page 1 of a Harry Potter book. What if the movie is Ow, My Balls from Idiocracy? There's a couple of movies that are, you know, that a lot of people like. These Marvel slop movies that they're throwing out now are pretty close to Ow, My Balls, but not quite. Not quite there yet. Reminds me of how I watched a movie as a little kid. No, it literally is. You don't get any of the in jokes. You don't get any of the literary references because you've never read a book. You've never experienced anything outside of a very tight media and internet bubble. Your mind is stunted. You talk like look at all that wave of people that got banned earlier. Typed like they were in fucking 4th grade. No punctuation, misspellings, the works. And that's the best they can do. It's all they can do to look like a 4th grader. Yikes. And that's the adults. Little kids are so effed at a certain point. It feels like totally talking different language with people that were born in the same place as me. No, I know. I listen to audiobooks. Does that count? Yeah, it counts more than somebody that doesn't listen to audiobooks. You at least have some cultural and literary references you can make. So yeah. Most people can't sit and listen to an adult level audiobook because they're not going to understand about 2/3 of the words in it. You understand that, right? So you can read. If you can sit and listen to an adult audiobook, you can read. because there's no way that you learned the vocabulary required for an adult audiobook without being able to read. So it's a good bellwether. Harry Potter was read by elementary kids growing up, realizing now that some adults can't even read that stuff is scary. Oh, yeah. 60%. 60% of adults struggle with a Harry Potter book. And among that 60%, a decent proportion of them can't read it at all. And definitely couldn't read it and then summarize it. See, that's part of literacy. Literacy is not just reading, it's also writing. So how do you communicate non-verbally? Through writing, right? That's another way that you assess somebody's literacy. And that's where this shit falls off a cliff. Just read some of the comments that'll come fucking floating by, dude. It's wild. And it's getting worse. If you look at the literacy numbers in the United States going back to the early 2000s, the comparison is shocking. And it just gets worse every time new numbers come out. Please tell me it's not actually that bad. No, it's probably worse. I'm probably understating it, if anything. Yeah, I got the Lord, like, I'm not trying to flex. I got the Lord of the Rings trilogy with The Hobbit when I was 10 years old. I got it in like 90 or 91 for Christmas. And it became my favorite book. I read them end to end voraciously at that age. And they became my favorite books. Now, did I get every little part of it at the same level I would as an adult? No, but like, I was a crazy reader by 10. Reading fully adult things and enjoying it. So, I was acting in Shakespeare and, learning about Victorian era clowning and what's called Commedia dell'arte and stuff. I was all over the place in high school, focused on what I loved, which was stagecraft and stage work and performance. It's like, you know what I mean? I got top level training. By the time I was like 15, 16, I had collegiate level training in performing arts and English and literature. Oh yeah, well no, I know that is true. Most non-Americans, so most non-Western people are at least at a minimum trilingual. This is true pretty much all over the world with a few exceptions. Right? So people in Germany, right, typically will speak English and French. People in France, typically, maybe if they're not hyper fluent, can communicate in English, French, and German. You see? This is what you find out. Minimum trilingual. It's a huge part of their curriculum for them to really learn a second language, and they start early. And most kids in America that are graduating don't even have mastery in the English language, let alone bilingual, being bilingual or trilingual. Bilinguality I don't even think is that a term? Bilinguality? Probably not. No, 3rd and 4th grade is the standard for a Harry Potter book. That's the point. That's about the age range that those books were written for. Bilinguality. Yeah, that's a tough one if it's a real word, but I don't think it is. Learning other languages is so beneficial. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I had to take 4 years of foreign language as a graduation requirement. And I split it up. I did 2 years of Spanish, 2 years of French. And I maintain at least a base level. I wouldn't call myself trilingual, but I could communicate in Spanish. I can communicate in French. Basically. English is the most difficult language to learn other than Mandarin. You should have more patience with young people. I don't, though. I have no patience. Yo puedo hablar español más o menos, pero yo necesito más practicia con personas. Yeah. So you try to speak Spanish from time to time, but you need more practice with individual people. Yes. Tú eres un hombre, sí. Tú eres una mujer. Práctica, not practicia. Práctica, my bad. ¿Dónde está el hotel? ¿Dónde está el biblioteca? ¿Dónde está la discoteca? That's a good idea. Watch your childhood movies in Spanish. It's an interesting idea. ¿Dónde está mi cerveza? Ay, borracho. That's the universal language there. Everybody knows what that means. Was skating a big thing in the 80s? No. Skating didn't start to get like culturally big until like probably like the early 90s. I say like 92, 93. I had a skateboard in the 80s, but they looked very different, dude. They were huge. So this big skateboard that I would kick down hills and stuff in my neighborhood on, but nobody was tricking on it. It was just, kick, push, ride kind of thing. Big, wide thing with neon pink wheels, very 80s affair. But yeah, nobody was like doing what I would call like modern skateboarding with the kind of like kick flipping and aggressive grinding and stuff like that. Really didn't exist. You see how the alphas are going on Red Note and trying to learn Mandarin? Yeah. Yeah, they're giving up, dude. They're giving up on American culture. They want to be Chinese now. My mom learned English in 3 months when she came to this country from El Salvador in the 80s. She's fluent in Spanish and English now. I mean, yeah, well, people have a massive capacity to learn new languages, as most people were never given the opportunity or don't have the capacity, or both. Anyway, I'm done. Have a good day.